If anyone finds this recording, please listen carefully. My name is Daniel Harper, and I think I made a mistake opening those files. I received an email 3 nights ago. No sender, no message, just one attachment. The file name was simple: Blackwood Road Archive. I thought it was a prank until I pressed play. The recording started with breathing, heavy breathing, panicked, like someone running. Then I heard a voice, my voice, but I never recorded it. I was begging someone to stop the car. I kept repeating the same words over and over. Don't turn around. The recording ended suddenly, but before it cut out, I heard something else, a second voice, standing very close to the microphone, whispering, "You finally found us." I almost deleted the email without opening it. It arrived at exactly 3:17 a.m. No sender name, no subject line, just a blank message with one attachment. For a moment, I stared at the screen, unsure why my hands suddenly felt cold. Spam emails weren't unusual, but this one felt different, like it had been waiting for me. The attachment was labeled simply Blackwood Road Archive. Seeing those words again made my stomach tighten. I hadn't searched for it, hadn't spoken about it online. I'd barely told anyone what happened. Yet somehow, someone knew. I hovered over the file for nearly a minute before clicking it. Nothing happened at first. Then a folder appeared on my desktop. Inside were dozens of recordings, audio files, video clips, photographs, all dated years before I ever drove down Blackwood Road. My breathing slowed as I opened the first file. Static filled the speakers. Wind, distant tires moving across wet pavement. Then a man's voice began speaking, calm, nervous, introducing himself. He said he was documenting strange experiences connected to a road that didn't exist on any map. My heart started pounding because I already knew what he was going to say next. Location, the man whispered, Blackwood Road. I checked the recording date again. 7 years ago, long before I ever found the road, long before it found me. A notification appeared suddenly on my screen. New file added to folder. I hadn't downloaded anything else, but another recording was there now. Timestamp: today, 3:17 a.m. I didn't move. The hallway felt different now, narrower, longer, like the building itself was slowly closing behind me. The emergency lights flickered overhead, red, dark, red again, and every time the light disappeared, I felt something getting closer. The radio in my hand suddenly crackled, soft at first, then louder. Static filled my ears like someone trying to speak through water. And then I heard it again. A voice, broken, distorted. Don't turn around. My body froze instantly. I hadn't even processed the words yet when I heard another sound. Footsteps, right behind me. Not normal footsteps. Too heavy, too slow, like something learning how to walk for the first time. The steps stopped. I could feel it standing there. The air turned cold. Every instinct told me to look back, that human urge to confirm the danger. But the voice from the radio echoed inside my head. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. So I stayed still, staring forward, breathing carefully, until I noticed something moving on the floor. A shadow. Long, tall, and definitely not mine. The light flickered again, only for a fraction of a second, but long enough. There was a figure standing directly behind me, not moving, not breathing, just waiting. The light died once more. Darkness swallowed the hallway, and that's when I realized something terrifying. The footsteps had stopped because it didn't need to walk anymore. It was already there. Suddenly, the radio exploded with noise. Static screamed through the speaker. Then a voice shouted, "Run!" I ran. I didn't think. I didn't look back. My boots slammed against the concrete floor as the hallway stretched endlessly ahead of me. The emergency lights burst alive behind me, one by one, chasing my shadow forward. Something moved. Fast. Not running. Gliding. Keeping pace with me without effort. I could hear it now. A wet, dragging sound, like fabric or skin scraping across the walls. The radio screamed with static again. And silence. Complete silence. Even my own footsteps sounded distant, unreal. I turned the corner sharply and nearly slipped. Another corridor. Identical. Same peeling paint, same flickering lights, same smell of rust and damp air. This place wasn't supposed to be this big. I had studied the floor plans before coming here. There were only 3 hallways. 3! But I had passed at least 7. My breathing grew heavier. The air felt thick, difficult to inhale. And then, the lights went out. Total darkness. I stopped instantly, because I heard it again. Closer now. Breathing. Slow. Deep. Right behind me. I held my breath. Seconds passed, or maybe minutes. Time didn't feel real anymore. Then, a faint glow appeared at the end of the hallway. A door, half open. Light spilling onto the floor. Hope. Without thinking, I ran toward it, each step louder than the last. The sound behind me followed, faster, closer, hungry. I reached the door and slammed into it, pushing myself inside. The moment I crossed the threshold, the noise stopped. Completely. No footsteps. No breathing. Nothing. I turned around slowly. The hallway outside was empty. But the door began to close on its own. Slowly. Quietly. As if something unseen had just let me go. Or worse, locked me in. The room was smaller than I expected. Concrete walls, no windows, just a metal table standing beneath a single hanging light. The air felt warmer here, almost safe. Almost. I closed the door behind me and leaned against it, trying to slow my breathing. For the first time since entering the facility, the silence didn't feel hostile. It felt deliberate, like this room was meant to be found. On the table sat an old tape recorder. Dust covered its surface, except for one clean spot, as if someone had used it recently. A red light blinked slowly. Recording. My chest tightened. I hadn't turned it on. Carefully, I pressed play. Static filled the room. Then a voice spoke. Not the investigator from the archive, not anyone I recognized. It was older, tired, resigned. If you're hearing this, you made it past the hallway. The voice paused. A long breath echoed through the speakers. I tried to map Blackwood Road. I thought it was a location. Another pause. Then the words that made my blood run cold. It isn't a place. The light above me flickered. The recorder crackled louder. It's a system. A pattern. It finds people who notice it. My hands trembled as I listened. The voice continued. Every witness believes they discovered the road, but none of us did. We were selected. A metallic sound echoed somewhere beyond the walls. Slow, heavy, moving again. The recorder distorted briefly before continuing. The road expands by memory. The more you remember, the more real it becomes. I felt pressure building in my head. Images flashed across my mind. The night drive, the missing mile marker, the woman standing beside the road, the impossible silence. I stepped back from the table, suddenly understanding something I didn't want to accept. Blackwood Road wasn't hunting people randomly. It was growing, and everyone who survived helped it exist. The recorder's voice dropped to a whisper. If you're here now, it already knows you understand. The red light stopped blinking. Click. Silence. Then another sound replaced it. A new recording began automatically, but this time, the voice coming through the speaker was mine. I froze. The voice on the recorder continued speaking. My voice. Every pause, every breath perfectly matched. I shouldn't have come back, the recording said. The words echoed through the room before I even realized I was whispering them aloud. My hands moved toward the recorder without thinking. I pressed stop. The tape kept playing. A cold sensation crawled up my spine. I unplugged the power cable. The machine stayed on. The red light glowed brighter. Then the recording changed. The version of me on the tape sounded different now. Panicked, running. Heavy breathing filled the speakers. I can hear it behind me, my recorded voice said. It knows I understand. A loud bang echoed somewhere outside the room. The walls vibrated slightly. Dust fell from the ceiling. I turned toward the door instinctively. Something moved on the other side. Slow footsteps, dragging, stopping directly outside. The recording continued. I don't think Blackwood Road exists in one place. Another breath. Shaking. I think it moves through people. The door handle twitched. Once. Twice. I stepped back. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. The voice from the recorder whispered, "If you're listening to this, you are me." The lights flickered violently. For a split second, the room changed. The table disappeared. The wall stretched farther away, and standing across from me was someone else. Same height, same posture, same silhouette, watching me. The lights stabilized again. The room returned to normal. Nothing there, but the recorder kept speaking. You won't remember leaving. You won't remember how you got home, but it will follow you. The red light turned solid. No blinking, no static, just my voice, calmly saying one final sentence. Episode 3 is when it begins. The recorder shut off by itself. Silence swallowed the room. Then my phone vibrated in my pocket. One notification, unknown number. A single message appeared on the screen. Welcome back to Blackwood Road. I didn't stay in the room any longer. Every instinct told me to leave. Now. I grabbed my backpack and forced the door open. The hallway outside was empty. No footsteps, no movement, no sound. Only the dim emergency lights humming softly above me. For the first time since entering the facility, nothing followed. I walked quickly at first, then faster, turning corners without thinking, passing doors I didn't remember seeing before. But something felt different. The building no longer resisted me. Each hallway led naturally to the next, almost like it wanted me to leave. Ahead, I saw it. A stairwell. Real, solid, concrete steps leading upward. My pulse raced as I pushed through the exit door and began climbing. 1 floor, 2 floors, 3. The air grew warmer, fresher, and then moonlight. I stepped outside. Cold night air hit my face. Trees moved gently in the wind. Crickets chirped somewhere in the distance. Normal sounds, real sounds. I turned back toward the building. An abandoned medical facility stood behind me. Broken windows, collapsed fencing, silent, empty. Relief flooded through my body. I laughed quietly to myself. I actually made it out. I walked toward my car parked near the road. The engine started immediately. Headlights cut through the darkness. I drove, faster than I should have, not looking back, not thinking, just wanting distance between me and that place. Minutes passed, maybe longer. The road stretched endlessly ahead. Empty highway, no traffic, no lights, just asphalt disappearing into darkness. My breathing finally slowed. Everything felt normal again. Until I noticed something. The mile marker beside the road. Number 12. I kept driving. Another sign passed. Number 12. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. I drove farther. Another sign passed. Number 12. The radio turned on by itself. Static filled the car. Then a familiar voice whispered through the speakers. My voice. Soft. Calm. You never left. The headlights flickered. The trees along the road grew denser, darker, and ahead of me, a wooden sign slowly emerged from the fog. White paint, old letters barely visible. I already knew what it said before I could read it. Blackwood Road. I slowed the car without realizing it. The sign stood motionless ahead. Blackwood Road. Exactly the same as the first night. Same worn wood, same peeling paint, same impossible feeling pressing against my chest. I should have turned around. Every rational thought told me to leave, but my hands didn't move. The steering wheel felt heavy, like the decision was no longer mine. The radio crackled softly again. Static shifted into whispers. Multiple voices overlapping. Different people, different ages, all speaking at once, confused, afraid, asking the same question. How did I get here? My headlights illuminated the road entrance. Dark trees swallowed the path beyond the sign. No streetlights, no reflections, just darkness waiting. The engine idled quietly. Then the dashboard clock changed. 3:17 a.m. My breath caught. That time again. The same moment the email arrived. The same moment everything restarted. A realization formed slowly in my mind. Blackwood Road wasn't trapping people inside it. It was restarting them. Every survivor became another beginning, another witness, another story feeding the road. I looked down at my phone resting on the passenger seat. The screen lit up. Recording in progress. I never opened the camera, yet it was already filming. The front camera showed my face. Tired, pale, eyes reflecting the darkness ahead. And beneath the video, a title appeared automatically. Episode 3. I stared at the screen as understanding finally settled in. Someone would watch this. Someone would hear my story. And someday, they would receive an email at 3:17 a.m. The radio whispered one last sentence. Soft, patient, waiting. Continue driving. My foot pressed the accelerator. The car rolled forward, crossing the invisible line into the trees. The headlights disappeared into darkness. Static filled the audio. Then, silence. If you enjoy late-night stories like this, feel free to subscribe. You can also turn on notifications so you'll know when the next story arrives. I'll see you again very soon. The recording ended shortly after that moment. No further footage was recovered from the device. What happened on Blackwood Road remains unknown, but one detail continues to appear in every report. The same time, 3:17 a.m. If you have experienced anything similar, document everything. Do not travel alone at night. And if you ever see a road that doesn't exist on your map, do not enter. This archive will continue updating as new evidence emerges. Stay aware, stay observant, and stay off Blackwood Road.